What's up people, I hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how we can make some very easy, simple and minimalistic designs inside of Canva, and then actually take these designs over to websites such as Etsy, Redbubble, Society6 and Merch by Amazon, and then actually start to make money from them online. And these designs that we're going to be creating should only actually take a few minutes to produce for each one, especially once you get the hang of Canva and you get to know the basics. And for those of you who don't know what Canva is, it's basically a free online editing website that allows anyone to sign up within minutes, and from there you can begin creating your own graphic designs and digital content. I will say that there is a premium subscription to Canva which can help, but in this case and the scenario for this video, you shouldn't actually need it. So first things first, I'm actually going to show you guys how I'm going to make some of these designs inside of Canva here on my screen, and then after that what I will do is take these designs over to some of those websites that I mentioned and show you an example as to how I would list them on those websites and how you could potentially make money from them. Now here I've just opened up Canva on my screen, and the first thing you're going to want to do is to go ahead and open up a new design template, and the dimensions I went for was 5000 by 5000 pixels. Once you've done that, you will then be greeted with a new tab which will then be your design template. And at this point I should probably tell you about the designs that I'm going to be creating in this video, and these designs are going to be in the niches of motivation, productivity and finance, and what we're going to be doing is using very minimal and simple designs to then correspond or relate to very minimal quotes as well. So what I'm going to do is quickly make my first initial design here now, and what I'll do is I'll put this one through as a time lapse, but then after I'll give you guys a more in detail walkthrough on a So here is the first design, which only took me around 5 minutes to make. And I mean, while it doesn't look like much, honestly, this design could be sold in so many different ways just because of how simple it is and universal it can be in terms of putting on different physical products and digital downloads. So as a few examples, this design could sell quite well on some t-shirts, some mugs, some stickers, and even like wall decor, and really the list goes on for physical products. But we could also sell it as a digital download, and we can also sell it for royalties. So this could be a company would like the design to post as social media content, so we can also sell it and make money that way. And please bear in mind that while I personally think this design is somewhat unique and trending at the moment, and I think it could sell quite well, you may disagree, and that is perfectly fine because there is literally like thousands of different design styles that you can use, and you can take this and still make money with it in the same way you would this. And these can literally be for any sort of niches, so you can do it for fitness, health and beauty, self-care, and really the list goes on. You can apply this to any sort of hobby or genre or niche. So don't feel like you're restricted just to what I'm showing you here in the video. And obviously just get creative based on what you prefer to do and what you actually have an interest in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and create my second design. This way I can actually show you guys the rundown on how I'm actually creating these designs, and hopefully actually show you some of the basics behind Canva and how you can go ahead and start creating these for yourself as well. So firstly, you're going to want to have a quote or statement in mind. That way you have some sort of direction that you're going to take this design. Personally, I actually have one here that I've already picked up on. Mine is, I'll type it out quickly. Okay, so that's going to be my quote for this second design, which is, you'd be surprised how far you'll get by just doing what you'll say you'll do. And this is quite a nice quote, and I'm pretty sure I can come up with a very simple and minimal design that will reflect this as well. But anyway, at this point, once you've got your quote or your statement, this is where you actually go ahead and begin to design the little graphic for this quote. And personally, in mind, as to what I'm going to do with this statement, I'm thinking like a little checklist with almost like a tick list, and then have the first few ticked off to basically show the progress with some sort of dotted lines as well. But rather than me explain it, I'll sort of get on and show you what I'm going to do. So first things first, we're going to need some dotted lines. So lines, 26 will do, and then we need a square, which will be the and there we go. I think that looks okay, considering that literally took me less than 2 minutes. Maybe just align everything a little bit better to make sure the gaps are even. But yeah, okay. I'll take that for 2 minutes. Okay, so that is now my second design done, and I hope you guys were able to follow along a little bit as to what I was doing. But while I was rushing it and sort of talking to myself and trying to figure it out as I was going, a few little tips that I will give you is, with these designs, really the focus is to make them as simple and minimal as possible. That way they can be as universal as possible, basically, because we can then take these over to any product, any digital platform, anything like that, and they will most likely sell. So as a good example, be cautious of the fonts that you're using as well. Try not to make them too fancy, try to keep them very minimal and simple, and this also goes with the sort of the graphics that you're doing as well. So try to use sort of like the basic shapes, as I have done here with just squares, circles, and then a tick, and also try to make all the line weights very similar as well, so you don't see anything pop out too much. So the only thing I would recommend to myself here is, I like the line weight of the circles and the ticks, but the boxes here could be a little bit thicker. We could even actually add another little black box below the tick as well. Actually, I'll do that now just to show you what I'm talking about. Bring that down, send that to the back, send it backwards. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah, see, actually I would actually go ahead and then apply this to every single one, because I think that looks so much better. But this is just what I'm talking about, so simple little tips like that can help the design, and it will make it so much nicer and cleaner. Okay, so now let's imagine that this design is fully done and I'm completely happy with it. It's now time to export it. So what I'd recommend is going up here and export it from the download tab. And what you can do is you can download it as a JPEG or a PNG. So typically if you're going to download it for a sticker, I would recommend downloading it as a PNG and simply removing the background. Otherwise you can just download it as a JPEG. And I'd recommend trying to export it as high as you can, so adjust the size up to even like 10,000 pixels, and this will be great. But yeah, once you've done that, we can then move on to the websites and marketplaces where we're actually going to sell these designs and hopefully start to make some money. Okay, so it's now a few days later, but as I said at the start of this video, I'm obviously going to be showing you guys how you can actually take these designs from Canva and then start to sell them on websites such as Etsy, Redbubble, Society6 and Merch by Amazon. So what I'm going to do now is give you guys a few examples as to how we can do that and actually give you a rundown on how you can list them on those websites. And of course in this video I won't actually have enough time to show you guys a step-by-step tutorial for each one of those websites that I mentioned, but what I'm going to do is give you two examples as to how you can upload those designs onto some of those websites. And the first being Redbubble, which is actually very similar to Society6, so you can sort of take those tips and apply it to both of them. And the next one will be Etsy, which is actually very similar to sort of uploading on Amazon and eBay. So you can take those tips from both of these examples and then apply them to obviously a broad range of different websites. So first up, what I'm going to do is show you guys how you can upload your designs to Redbubble. And the reason I'm showing you guys this one first is because it's probably the easiest one and the most simple to get started with. So if this is completely new to you, I'd highly recommend that you guys start with Redbubble once you've made your designs. So what I'm going to do here is I've just uploaded my design here, as you can see. So the first thing we're going to want to do is give it a title. So you can either sort of use the statement that we had given the graphic before. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so that is now the title done, which is obviously, in my case, it is the quote or the statement within the graphic, and you can obviously play around with the title to see what works for your graphics. But next up we have the tags, and in terms of tags, the best way to play this is, what you want to do is include as many keywords as you can that are related to your graphic, the statement, the quote, anything about it in terms of like the niche that it's in as well. So in this, it could be finance because it looks like it's sort of within the stock market. We could do it as motivational. So what you're going to want to do there is just put as many words that you can in, because this is going to help Redbubble with the SEO, and a lot of the products that are on Redbubble actually end up being advertised on Google. So try to be as in date. So just off the top of my head, those are a few that you can use, or what I would use in these tags. But another thing you can do is you can actually go onto Google and you can find keyword searches and stuff like that, and websites that will help you actually align. So you could take finance as an example, plug it into one of these websites and what they could do. Okay, actually, you know what, I'll just show you. Okay, so here's an example I've just found, so I'm not too sure what the name of the website is. Redbubble popular tag. So here I've just typed in finance as the main tag, and the results have come up as almost 43,000. The competition is high, so that means if we just leave sort of those very broad tags in there, we're actually then competing against a lot of other people who have similar tags. So best way to do that is then we could take these tags that they've given us, we can put some of these in as well, which will help. And then once you've done that, you want to put the commas after. This is a great way of sort of narrowing it down and then actually finding other tags that are relating to your graphic, and hopefully this will boost the SEO for your design. Okay, so there I've just finished touching up those tags that I'd copied in, and obviously in this case I would probably go down and sort of use a couple more tags here and sort of narrow it down as well. But just for the example, I'll leave it as that. Okay, so next up we then have the description box, and then in my case what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste my title here, and then put by, and then you can put your store name. In my case I'm just going to put Julian Adams. And then after that, what you can do is try to give some more description or information about your graphic. So in this case, we could use a further quote. So the quote that I've used, or the statement in this graphic, is quite minimal, it's quite short. So what we can do is then find a larger quote, or almost a section from a book where this quote might have been taken. We could put that in there as well. We could put the author's name of that book as well. So literally anything that's related to the graphic, or if you can put it into some sort of description, put it there, because that definitely helped. And then scrolling on down, this is where we can begin to actually select the different products that we want our designs to go on, and this will be basically down to how we feel and what we think looks good. So here in this case we have the large print clothing, which is a white t-shirt, but the graphic itself is black, so we can actually change the color of the product to black. but even so, as you can see here, the blacks do not match up. So in this case, what you can do is you can come back to this later and you can replace the image here with a PNG of just those white lines and the white text. That way it will be printed see in someone's bathroom, sorry, it just doesn't make sense. So I've kind of had my design in mind as to what sort of products I could actually see it going on. So when you do go to upload your designs, don't just slap it on as many products as you can. I mean, you can do that, but it just doesn't make sense because people aren't going to buy it. So it's just best to sort of select the products that you know will do well with your design being on them. But once you've been down the page and you've selected all the different products that you want to be going on your store, and you're happy with everything and you're happy with how the design looks on each one of these products, so as you can see here, I've actually been through and made sure to place the design on each one of these products and make sure that they look reasonably well sized and fitted to the design or the product, sorry. And then after that, you're going to want to come down to the bottom of the page, and here we're going to be greeted with the last few steps. So here we have media, so we're going to click design and illustration, we're going to click digital art, and then here we're going to pick what product we want to be highlighted on our store. So personally, I actually think the canvas mounted print will look quite cool, which is this one. So I think that'll look quite nice as a storefront product. Is this mature content? No. And yes, you have the right to sell these products and designs. So after that, you're then going to go save work, and once you do, it will then be shown and listed on your store. Okay, so I think I've just shown you guys most of the important parts about uploading to Redbubble. Besides what I've just shown you in terms of actually uploading your artwork, actually signing up to Redbubble is fairly simple, and to actually get all the graphics and the content done for your Redbubble store, it shouldn't really take you any longer than an hour. And once you've done that, this is when you can start to obviously upload your designs, and from there they will just sit, and there really isn't much work to be done after once these designs have been uploaded. And as I did mention, Redbubble is very similar to Society6, so everything that I've just shown you here is very, very similar. So if you are trying to do Redbubble, I would also recommend that you try out Society6, but I would say try Redbubble first, as I'm pretty sure that Redbubble is actually bigger than Society6 in terms of like customer base and the revenue. So definitely give Redbubble a go first, and if you do enjoy it, maybe then also put some time in and add your designs to Society6 as well. But what I'm going to do now is actually show you guys how you can upload your designs to Etsy, and how to actually make an Etsy listing for your design, whether it's going to be for a digital product or a physical product. Okay, so here I've just opened up a new page for our new Etsy listing, and what I'm going to do is show you guys two different ways as to how we can actually sell our designs on Etsy. So the first being a digital product, and then the second a physical product. Both are very similar. Digital product is definitely a lot more hands-off in terms of you can just sort of upload your design, and then you can always have it in sort of like passive income or in auto fulfillment, because Etsy will actually then send your digital files to the buyer once they've purchased from your listing. But as for the physical product, you're actually then going to have to somehow fulfill whatever product it is that you have your design on, whether that be through sort of Printful or Printify or anything like that. And that's where you actually then have to sort of fulfill it yourself, or you can actually get software to do that for you. But anyway, what I've done is I'm going to show you guys a digital product first, and I've already actually put in a few basic and minor details into the listing here. So as you can see here, I've uploaded the design, and this will be the front cover for the listing. And as we scroll down, I've then obviously put the title in, which is just the basic quote and statement. What I will say is here you want to probably expand on that, so add in some sort of like keywords that will help with SEO. So I could put finance, art, finance, graphic design, art. Obviously this is still very basic. I would highly recommend that you fill out as much as you can in the title with keywords and things like that, because we still have 75 characters left. So I would definitely recommend to spend a lot more time on your titles based on each design. And then as we scroll down, we have the options. So here you want to click that you made the product, it's a finished product and it's made to order. You want to click if it's obviously a digital product. Here you want to put the category as digital, and then obviously your primary and secondary color, so obviously it's black and white. Here you want to try fill out these subjects as much as you can, and you might not be able to find different subjects based on your design, but just try to fill out as many as you can. So here I've managed to find inspirational saying and science and tech, because this can sort of be related to tech in the sense of the stock market and things of that nature. Room, you want to sort of pick sort of the most used room. So we've gone with office, living room, kitchen and dining, game room and bedroom. And then you don't have, for a digital product, I wouldn't worry too much about these options here. As we scroll down, you want the renew option to be automatic. So this basically means once someone buys your listing through Etsy, automatically they will list the product up again, like almost immediately. That way you won't find yourself having to sort of fulfill these or manually do it yourself. The type, obviously, as I've just said, this is a digital product, so we'll have this ticked. And then as for the description, this is where you want to describe your store a lot, and you want to obviously describe the product that you're selling. But obviously here it's a digital product, so maybe give a description of the design itself, a little bit of a background around it, and then sort of towards the bottom you want to sort of state that this is a digital file that will be sent to you after purchase. Maybe go in depth about what sort of sizes that the customer will receive. So if it's a square design, you can say that they're going to get a 12 by 12 inch size, or you can give them a package of 5 different sizes. That's up to you. And then obviously maybe just state at the bottom any questions or issues. Please feel free to message me here and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And just sort of expand on that as well. Just make it look as professional as you can. Obviously here you can add sections to your store, so in this case this would be sort of finance or motivational, so you can make a section for that. Here you want to use sort of the most used tags that you can. So going back to Redbubble, pick out 13 of the most used tags that you can there, or the most relevant tags, and then you can put them in here. Scrolling down, obviously you then set your price. You can set the quantity. Obviously, I think the max you can put is, so put 999, because this is a digital product. You can sell this as many times as you want and it won't matter. The SKU, this is just for your own this is for your own reference. So if you save the file as your first design, maybe put it as #1 or 001, however you want to do that. And then going down, this is where you can then obviously add your digital files, and then once you've done that, that's when you can actually click publish, and then this will then save and upload your digital file and your listing to Etsy for everything to be purchased. So what I'm going to do now is go through again. This time I'll show you how you can do it in terms of a physical product. Okay, so here I now have a physical product set up for a Etsy listing. So very similar to the digital product, all I've done is gone ahead and actually chosen to do the design on a ceramic mug. So for the mock-ups, I was able to actually use Printify to get hold of these mock-ups. So what I did is I uploaded my design to Printify, used their product, and then I was able to get these mock-ups. So I saved these and I can use these. There is also other mock-ups that you can use. You can download them from sort of like Creative Market, which will be higher quality and they should look better. But maybe sort of wait on that until your store starts to pick up and you start to receive orders. That way you can sort of almost invest back into the store and the business, and get those higher quality images, which hopefully should give you a good return on investment when you obviously get more orders from them. The other great thing about Printify is you're actually able to use some of the description from the product straight from them. So you can obviously copy and paste some of this. I was able to copy this and a section of this where it doesn't say or state too much about the custom art, which it does at the end here. So yeah, that is the products. Obviously, like I said, you can expand and make this look far better. That is obviously down to you and how much time you have. Obviously the title is very similar to the digital product. Obviously maybe just state a little bit more about the product you're selling. So ceramic mug, maybe a bit more in detail about what it is or why it's special versus the competition. And obviously maybe state the sizes, the size options. And again, you can leave this as I did, a finished product made to order. The category will need to change to obviously the product. So if it's a t-shirt, you put t-shirts, mugs. Then below you can leave this all, because it's all optional, but if whatever you can tick or whatever you can apply to your listing, I'd highly recommend that you do it, because it will help with when it comes to buyers actually coming across your listings. Having more information, it will help them make a sort of a guaranteed purchase or more informed purchase. So again, primary color, black, white. Yeah, renewal option, keep that on automatic as well. So obviously we've now changed the type from digital to physical. As I said, the description is very similar to the digital product. So what I've done is I've taken the description from Printify, put that into this section here, so the customer can get a little bit more like detail as to what the product is, like the quality of the product. And then below, I was able to, you will need to list the shipping times to the following countries, so you can obviously get this directly from Printify as well, because it is also a print on demand product, which means obviously we make the order, and then it's obviously made to order, it's printed there and then shipped out to the customer. There is actually going to be a processing time, so it might be good to sort of state that as well, and typically this will only be sort of 1 to 2 to 3 days, so maybe state that as well, so the customer sort of doesn't start getting onto you within a day or two like, oh, why is my order not shipped? You can obviously then state that their order is being made to order. There is obviously an additional processing time on top of the shipping time, so it would be good to state that as well in the description. Obviously, same again, we can leave the tags very similar to what we had done on Redbubble and for our digital product. Again, with the section, you can create a section for your products. The price, so this is based on just one single size or variant. So here you can put, I don't know, $12.99, and obviously the price will be dependent on what you want to make on top of the cost of goods. So in this situation, the cost will be $4.85, and then there will also be shipping on top of that. So you guys will need to work that out depending on where you're getting it from. So in terms of this is Printify, you can get it from Printful. There's loads of different ways you can get hold of your products on sort of print on demand. And then obviously you then need to put your percentage or profit margin on top of what it's costing you. So I'm not too sure how much it would cost normally for this mug, but you know, if I had more time, or if I was going to do a really in detail listing, I would show you guys exactly how I would do that. Actually, let me know down below in the comments if you want me to give you guys a more in-depth look as to how you can actually fill this out and make it look as professional as possible, because this is all very basic in terms of what I'm showing you. And then same again, quantity 999, because it's unlimited, it's print on demand, there is no limit to what you can sell. A SKU, again, if this is your first design, you could even put, so if it's your first design, so 001, if you're selling loads of different variants of it, so we could put /M, which could represent mug, T, you could put t-shirt, just so in terms of when it comes to when you have to track back into your folder and your files, you can obviously then find the design file a lot quicker. And as I said before, this mug actually does come with different variants, so this is where you can click this button and it will allow you to obviously then input the different sizes and the options there, and then you can obviously then assign the different prices based on the sizes that you're offering. And then as we scroll down, we obviously then have the delivery section. So this will obviously be based on where you're getting your products from. So in terms of Printify, you will need to refer to them and see what their sort of processing times, their shipping times are based on the different countries that you want to ship to. And then once you've done that, that is a very general, that's a very basic rundown of how you can list some physical products on Etsy. But as I will say again, it is definitely a lot more hands-on versus sort of Redbubble and Society 6. This won't be so passive, but obviously the potential for reward is much higher because you can set the prices for your products. You can obviously source products at cheaper prices than you can from what Redbubble would sell them. So if you are willing to put the time in, and if you do sort of create a larger portfolio of designs that you're really happy with and you think they can sell well on certain products like mugs or t-shirts, I would highly recommend that you sort of look into this option as well. And obviously whether that be through Etsy, eBay, Amazon, you know, or even your own Shopify website, that's also possible. So I'd highly recommend that you consider this. But if you're completely new to this, I will say that you should probably try Redbubble or Society 6 first. Once you sort of get an idea of the process behind Canva, designing in Canva, then taking it over to Redbubble. Once you sort of master that and you build a portfolio of designs, I would then definitely look into the option of selling on Etsy and websites like that. So for the most part, I think this has covered a lot of the basics when it comes to taking your Canva designs over to these other websites and marketplaces and then trying to monetize them and make money from them. I will quickly mention that this can also work on Fiverr as well, as I really don't see why you can't offer these designs as a service on that platform. And this works especially well for those of you who actually prefer the design process on Canva as compared to making the listings and then trying to sell physical or digital products through your designs. And you will also be creating these designs at custom requests as well. So the difference is you won't be making these designs for yourself or your own personal preference. You will be doing it based on the buyer's needs. Okay, so I hope that has covered enough for you guys in this video, and I hope this has given you guys enough information and insight as to how this method could work and how you can actually make money online using Canva. But if you do have any questions, please do let me know down below in the comments, and I will try to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. But anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.